Good afternoon, my name is Glen Hayward. I'm the owner of Good Works Auto Repair in sunny Tempe, Arizona. Today we're going to be talking about cooling system maintenance. As summer is coming upon us, we have to have a professional shop like Good Works take a look at our cooling system and make sure that there's enough coolant, that the correct coolant is there, and that the coolant that's in there is not contaminated, which could cause a whole plethora of problems. So let me start from the beginning. The cooling system is what cools, keeps your engine cool, keeps it from overheating, keeps your gaskets from blowing, keeps your radiator from blowing up, all that good stuff. The coolant's job is not only to keep the engine cool from heat, but it also keeps it from freezing. That's why they call it anti-freeze. It's kind of funny because really most of it's the hardest job that it has to do is keeping your engine from overheating, because engines run hot. They run over 1400 degrees in the combustion chamber. So as that heat transmits itself into the cooling system, it heats up that coolant. The coolant in antifreeze actually serves more than one purpose in terms of it keeps it from boiling and freezing. It also keeps your engine from getting corroded inside, because as the coolant passes through the cooling system, it picks up little pieces of metal, steel from the block, cast iron, bronze, brass, aluminum, whatever happens to be the components in which comprise your motor. All of those things, even the rubber hoses, as the coolant flows through there, it erodes part of that, just like a stream erodes the rocks and the dirt in a river. And so the important thing is to get that system checked, have the pH checked, and get the system flushed on a regular basis. What's a regular basis? Well, when your car is brand new, they estimate that somewhere around 50 to 70,000 miles that antifreeze needs to be completely flushed out, and you should really use a chemical to clean everything out to make sure that all of that stuff gets out. But what does occur, even with a flush, is that 100% of the corrosion and all the things don't come out of the block, because there's little crevices and cracks and areas where those things set, and nothing's going to take them out, even using a power flush like we do here. So some of that stuff is there, and it starts the process all over again. So after you've had your first cooling system flush service done, the second time should be done about another 45,000 miles after that. And subsequently, the hoses should be replaced by the time you're at 70, 80, 90, 100,000 miles max. Those coolant hoses, the heater hoses, particularly and especially the radiator hoses, need to be changed out. And if you have a heater valve, which controls the heat coming in and out of the heater core in the dash, that may need to be replaced too if we see signs that it's leaking. So what's important again is to have that thing serviced on a regular basis. What I'm about to show you is a water pump that's sitting right next to me on this table. This is out of a 2002 Chevy Safari van. It's a 4.3 motor. It has the same water pump as the 350 Chevy or any of the small block Chevy models. So this is the actual pump itself, and the coolant flows in and out through here and through these ports, and the coolant is moved through the engine by this. The belt runs this side. There's a pulley that's on here, the belt goes around that, and then that spins this propeller, or we call it an impeller in the industry, and that moves the coolant through the engine and circulates it. So what has happened to this thing? Why did it fail? Why was this customer complaining that while they were going down the road, the temperature seemed to be okay, but when he started to slow down, the temperature would go up and the thing would start to boil over? Well, on each of these impellers, there is supposed to be a 90-degree angle that actually grabs the water and flows it through the motor. So as you can see, here's part of one here, here's part of one here, and some of these are just completely worn off. And why are they worn off? Because of corrosion. Corrosion eats metal, and as it eats the metal, it ate the propeller ends off of this thing, so it's no longer circulating the coolant through and subsequently overheating his motor, which could have caused, thankfully, he was smart enough to pull over and have the vehicle towed in before he overheated it so bad that he blew his head gaskets or had some other major engine failure as a result. So the lesson today is have that cooling system serviced on a regular basis. Make sure that, if your temperature gauge is going well over half or half to 3/4, there's something wrong in your cooling system. You need to figure out what it is. It might be your electric cooling fans. It might be that you're having this going on inside of your engine. But you need a professional to take a look at it and figure out, evaluate what's wrong, and get it fixed before you're repeatedly overheating your engine, because that will cause all kinds of internal engine damage. And so maintenance. We stress it very hard here at Good Works Auto Repair. make sure that you're maintaining your engine, your car at every level. Thanks very much for your time. Under the Hood with Glen.